They don't want to be wrong. Urban Meyer breaks down Brown's bold reason behind snubbing Shedeur Sanders for Dillon Gabriel at QB2. Urban Meyer offered an insightful explanation for the Cleveland Browns' decision to elevate Dillon Gabriel to QB2 over rookie Shedeur Sanders, calling it a case of commitment and accountability. Speaking on The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Meyer said the decision was about the investment the team made in Gabriel during the draft process. Meyer noted that head coach Kevin Stefanski played a key role in the call. The coach of the Browns stepped out and said, "I'm going to pick this quarterback Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round, and then, by the way, Shedeur is still available. We will take him," Meyer explained. "They don't want to be wrong," Meyer said. 035. He suggested Stefanski's public backing of Gabriel created a dynamic where the team felt obligated to justify its pick. The former Ohio State coach emphasized that the competition between Gabriel and Sanders was close, but argued that organizational politics often influenced depth chart decisions. Meyer added that Dillon was their obvious choice since they spent more time evaluating him before picking him in the 3rd round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Still, he left the door open for Sanders to rise, praising his upside after a challenging college career at Colorado. If Shedeur gets better and better, which I think we all agree he will, at some point, you could see that move happening. As of now, the Browns appear committed to Gabriel as QB2 behind starter Deshaun Watson, though Meyer believes Sanders' talent could eventually force a change. Hall of Fame RB alleges NFL wasn't going to draft Shedeur Sanders. Hall of Fame running back Eric Dickerson made a stunning claim this week, alleging that the NFL deliberately influenced teams not to draft Shedeur Sanders. Speaking on the Rogan and Rodney show, Dickerson said he learned from a very, very good source that league officials sent a clear message during the draft process. The NFL told teams don't draft him, do not draft him. We're going to make an example out of him, he said. The former Los Angeles Rams star suggested the plan nearly left Shedeur Sanders undrafted, and later picked at 144th despite entering the draft as a projected top 10 pick. Deion Sanders' youngest son fell to the 5th round, where the Cleveland Browns eventually selected him. According to Dickerson, that decision only happened because of outside pressure. Somebody called the Cleveland Browns and said, "Don't do that, draft him," he added. They were forced into drafting him because somebody made a call to them. Urban leans forward the way coaches do when they're turning a sentence into a chalk line. They don't want to be wrong, he says, and the studio lights make the words shine like decals on a helmet. Simple line. Big charge. The clip ricochets from televisions to timelines, from barbershops to break rooms in Cleveland where coffee tastes like hope and history at the same time. Inside the Browns facility, the air is cooler than the August heat outside. Glass walls. Hallway hush. On whiteboards. Protections terminology, a staircase of arrows that turn chaos into choreography. In the quarterback room, 2 names sit at the edge of the week's plan, Gabriel and Shedeur. QB2 is a small title with big gravity, a comma that could someday become a headline. Meyer's line floats in like pollen. They don't want to be wrong. What does wrong look like? In front offices, wrong is the clip that plays forever. The one where you picked the spark over the steady and paid for it in turnovers. Or you picked the resume over the ceiling and watched a comet blaze on another sideline. In coaching rooms, wrong is a Tuesday after a loss when the laser pointer shakes and the silence says more than any speech. Dillon Gabriel walks into the meeting with the notes of a man who does homework for sport. His pages are tidy, routes underlined, asterisks by the simulated pressures he expects. He's been told his gift is being boring in a beautiful way. The ball arrives where the playbook promised. Coaches like promises that come true. Shedeur sits across the table, still as a camera on a tripod. He's learned how to fold attention into focus. His notes are scarred with hand-drawn boxes. Pockets he wants to feel, tells he wants to test. The word patience appears 3 times in different inks, as if written on different kinds of days. In practice, QB is choreography and weather. Dillon's drops land at the same yard marker like a metronome. 5-step, hitch, rip the glance. The ball leaves his hand with the modest arrogance of a task completed. You can build a game plan on that. You can fall asleep on it, too, but maybe sleep is what a head coach needs in a league where every Sunday chews nails. Shedeur's reps feel like music warming up. A note longer here, a tempo change there, a second read that turns the play into a paragraph. When it hits, the field widens and breathes. When it misses, the debate in the stands writes itself. Ceiling versus floor, future versus now, fear versus faith. They don't want to be wrong. The sentence grows legs. In the cafeteria, someone says it when the eggs are rubbery. In the weight room, a linebacker repeats it under his breath like a joke with teeth. A quality control assistant, keyboard quick and sleep-deprived, mutters it while cutting third and medium from 4 different defenses. Wrong is everywhere a camera could be. The offensive coordinator carries a laminated call sheet and an old soul. He's tired of drama. Drama ruins red zone. He loves the throws that look like shrugs. He loves that Dillon calls the protection with a voice that calms the room. He also loves the way Shedeur sees the seam just a heartbeat earlier than the defense expects. Coaches are allowed to love 2 things. Schedules require you to choose one. In the corner office, the head coach looks at the depth chart and sees a social contract. Players must believe the reps are earned, not awarded by last name or last season. He hears Urban's line and translates it into something less combustible: minimize regret. In a world of probabilities, QB2 is insurance. On Sundays you pray you won't need it. On Mondays you plan like you absolutely will. The day they decide, the sky is the color of a whiteboard that's been wiped too many times. Reporters wait by the rope line, mics raised like sunflowers. The announcement feels like a weather report, clean, neutral, scheduled. Dillon Gabriel, QB2. The room absorbs it without spilling. Shedeur nods when they tell him. It is not resignation. It is the quiet of a person who already knows his assignment. Stacked days. He throws after practice, then throws again. Receivers stay because quarterbacks who throw that much make belief feel contagious. The equipment manager laughs and says this is how legends sneak up. Not with fireworks, but with a duffel bag full of repetitions. On the drive home, sports radio turns Meyer's line into a prism. One caller says the Browns are cowards. Another says they're grown-ups. A former player says everybody talks about wrong. But the only real wrong is losing the locker room, and you lose the locker room when the guys stop believing the process is honest. Dillon hears the chatter and feels, not relief exactly, responsibility. The kind that makes your shoulders square even when nobody's watching. He texts the O-line room a simple message: dinner on me.